Anthony Hartwig here with another Boardman cross country player profile. We're joined by sophomore this time, Olivia Brady. Olivia, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today.
Thank you for having me.
You got it. And as a sophomore, you're no longer a freshman. So, congratulations on that. You've officially entered your second year of high school. One of the things I want to ask is what are some of the things that you think you learned as a freshman, first year of the whole high school experience, that you think you're taking into this year now that you're a sophomore?
Probably just being comfortable with being myself. I feel like I was really scared to talk to girls on the team because I didn't want to be like an annoying freshman. But this year, I want to make all the freshmen feel really welcome, and you know, so I use my experience to try and do that.
Now that you've gotten, like you said, a little bit more self-confident and you're a little bit more able to be yourself this year, what are some things that you think you can accomplish sophomore year that maybe you weren't able to do last year?
Definitely like getting closer with the girls on the team a lot faster, and just pushing myself more mentally because I am more comfortable with the people that I'm with.
I like how you said you want to impact the freshmen of this year based on last year's experiences. Who were some of the people that eventually got you out of your shell last year and showed you that you can be on this cross country team? You don't have to be a scared little freshman anymore. Who were some of those people that made you feel comfortable and at home on the team last year?
Definitely Morgan Russo and Gabby. Like they were probably the first ones that like invited me on a run with them, and then I just kept talking. So they were really nice, and Morgan Auk was super friendly too, and Abby was really nice.
Now, people that might not know a lot about cross country, you should know it's a lot of running. You have to, whether it's during the races or preparation training, you run a lot. So you have to love it, right? You have to love running. Talk about falling in love with the sport and kind of when you started to take it seriously in the sense that you were going to spend a lot of time training and developing yourself to be a runner.
So in like seventh grade, my mom just told me I had to do a sport, and my brother did cross country, so I was like, okay, like I'll do cross country. And the there wasn't a soccer team, so that's why I didn't do soccer. But so I started running, and I never really took it that serious. Like I'd try a little bit in middle school, and then my freshman year, I I tried, and then I remember Sipe like came up to me and told me that he thought I could be really good, and I took it really personally because I thought it was really nice and that someone like believed in me so much. So I started taking it like pretty seriously, and this year I just like I don't even know what happened. I just mentally like was super with it, and I really wanted to be like the best version of myself, especially this year.
I think people watch the sport from the outside and think about all the physicality that it has, the running and the strain you put on your body to get yourself into that point. But people don't think about the mental toughness that it takes to be a runner, especially in cross country when you're running through the terrain and the weather and whatever it may pop up in a specific cross country, field and path. So, what are some of your techniques to stay mentally focused and mentally locked in during a race when there are so many things that could throw you off?
I think just remembering like how when I wasn't mentally feeling great, like so many other people were there and that so many people believe in me. So even if I'm not like 100% with it, like I just remember like, God has my back and everyone there cares about how I do. And even if I don't run great, as long as I can leave and say like I absolutely tried my best, like that's all I really care about.
Is there a person that pops in your head when you're having a tough time when you're trying to run through it? Is there someone that like kind of, or maybe a saying that pops through your head to get you through?
Yeah, I don't know why. I really like David Goggins, so I would just remember like your mind will like give up when you're only like 60% physically like done. So sometimes when like I think I'm mentally like I can't do this anymore, it's just like yes I can, and it's that's the hard part is just pushing through the mental aspect, and then it physically comes with it.
All right, so I want to talk about some of the things that you think in the schoolwork, right? That you've been able to do. Freshman year, always that culture shock of going into high school with the schoolwork. What have been some of your favorite things to study and to learn about so far in your high school career?
Definitely biology. I had so much fun. I took advanced biology last year, and I was kind of scared at first because I never really had to like study for a class as heavily as I did in that. But then once I started studying and I started understanding the material, it just was like so fun to learn about like why your body is the way it is. And my teacher was really great, and she would use sports as an example to explain like different body functions. So it was just like everything started making sense, and I feel like I applied it so much into like my daily life, and it was really cool.
Advanced biology as a freshman. I bow down to you because that takes guts. That takes serious guts. Talk about some of the things we talked about. How you learned about cross country from your freshman experience. What are some things that you kind of are taking into your sophomore year in the classroom that you learned from freshman year? Hey, I got to get better in this, or maybe adjust this kind of study habit. What kind of things are you kind of trying to get better at in this classroom?
I'm trying to be better at procrastinating. I had a really big problem with that, like just like growing up because my I can't remember things. So I'm trying to be better about that. Like I've been doing pretty good with it so far, and just like studying and staying on top of things and not letting everything pile up and then getting super overwhelmed when it does. So definitely just like remaining calm with like schoolwork and the workload and everything like that.
With schoolwork and cross country and the prep and the training you take for cross country, it's a lot of time taken out of your schedule. So, what are some of the things that you like to do to unwind in your free time and try to take your mind off all the other stuff that you have to do eventually?
Um, I really like reading. I think that is always something that I would do. And I like my dogs, so I'll just like lay with them whenever I like get like super stressed out. I'll just lay with them. And I like I eat a lot if I get stressed out. So like I'll order like Wingstop whenever I love Wingstop. So I'll just order like Wingstop and just sit down and like relax and take a break.
I relate so much to stressful eating. What's your good like? So what's your comfort meal? What's the thing that calms you down?
Okay, definitely Wingstop. I love Wingstop, like the hot honey rub. I think that is like the best thing
Mm.
ever. And so definitely that. I that is like my comfort food easily.
What's your favorite dessert? Sweet tooth, like maybe guilty pleasure food.
Oh, strawberry cheesecake. I love donuts. I'm
Mm.
obsessed with donuts.
What
Um,
about what about like a pre-meal thing you try to put into your body before you race?
Peanut butter banana toast is usually like my go-to. I love that.
And then I know because of all the stuff you go through in a race, you can't really eat too much before it. You know, the peanut butter toast.
Yeah.
What's your like celebration meal? Like, okay, I'm done with the race. I can eat whatever I want now. What do you go to for that?
Um, it kind of just it's definitely usually Taco Bell actually.
Mm.
I Taco Bell is usually like my post-meet meal.
Is there anything that you stay away from during the season because you just want to keep yourself in that physical zone that you kind of get to enjoy when it's the off season that you take pleasure in?
Yeah, I don't eat candy like at all during the season just because sometimes if I start it goes pretty bad. So I don't eat candy or anything. And sometimes I'll have like a pop once a week, but I try and not to just to, like get as much water in as I can.
So what candy is the one that you like have to buy when the season's over and get your fill of?
Probably Nerds gummy clusters and the Airhead Extreme Bites. I love those. Those are my favorites.
Love it, love it. Okay, so let's talk about the support system that you have and the family that you're in. What's your family like? What are some things that make your family unique and make it special to you?
Um, Definitely. I mean, we all run in my family. My dad ran, and then all of my siblings now we all run together. So I think being able to like come home and like talk to people that understand, like, oh, I did horrible in this workout today, and they just like understand, is super comforting. And I've always grown up in a super supportive house, so that has always made like even if I do bad, they still show me support and don't like treat me differently because of it.
With a family of runners, who's your favorite family member to run with?
Probably my older brother. We go on easy runs together sometimes, and it's just like we talk a lot, so it's just so like just calm and easygoing, and we can just talk and run together, and it's nice.
If you're running by yourself, do you do the music or do you like to run in the sound of nature or what do you do when you're by yourself running?
Sometimes if I like just don't want to think about something, I'll like play music and just play it super loud and like have headphones on just so like can't think about anything. But like for long runs, I'll go without music and I'll just like really like I don't know, I'll just like deep dive into like situations and just like think about how I feel about certain things, and it's just really like refreshing.
What's that music playlist look like when you do put the music in during your run?
It's pretty hype. It's like rap, like upbeat stuff, and yeah.
I want to talk real quick before we let you go about some of the things that you do in the Boardman school system outside of athletics that kind of keep you involved in the school system and try to, make you a well-rounded person so you're not spending all your time in schoolwork and cross country and track.
So I am an A team for the Link crew, and I really want to do that once I'm like old enough, so next year, because I think like making people feel welcome is like such an important thing to me. So that was something I was like super excited to be nominated for. And then Spanish Club, I love learning Spanish. I think it's super fun and interesting. So I really enjoy Spanish Club. And then this year I'm going to do Science Club because I did like biology so much last year that I think spending time outside of school learning about it would be like a really good experience for me.
I like you're the first person to answer Spanish club. What fascinates you so much about learning another language? Because most people can't really get into it. They try to
Yeah.
learn other languages and they struggle with it. So what makes you so fascinated about learning Spanish?
I think I went to Costa Rica over the summer, so like prior to going on the trip over the summer, I like really was just like study on Duolingo because I wanted to be able to like fully experience their culture. And so I would study over the summer, and then I had so much fun in my Spanish class, and I was like, wow, like this is so interesting, like that different people in different places can communicate differently. So I just kind of made it like important to me to just explore it, especially because I enjoyed it so much.
How far do you think you've gotten in learning Spanish? Do you think you're pretty fluent? Do you think you could survive? Like if someone dropped you off in Spain and said, "Hey, figure it out," do you think you could have enough Spanish to kind of survive?
Yeah, hopefully I don't have to like oh I don't have to say too much, but I think I did pretty well when I went to Costa Rica, so I think I could make it home.
All right, one of the things that I like to do at the end of these player profiles is give the player the chance to thank their support system. We've been talking about you for so long. Want you to give the chance to give shout outs to your support system, the people in your life that are always there for you. This isn't the Oscars. We're not going to cut you off, so take as much time as you want.
Okay, thank you. So I want to thank my dad for just going on all my long runs with me and always being there for like every single meet, as well as my mom, and always just like pushing me and telling me that everything's going to be okay and helping me with my schoolwork especially. And then Gabby for always being like the most positive ray of sunshine ever and just being so like kind and awesome. And probably my grandma. I really love my grandma, and just everyone who takes their time to tell me good job or wish me luck. I really appreciate all of you.
All right, Olivia, we want to thank you so much for taking the time to join us today and talking to us about your season. We wish you the best of luck going forward, and we can't wait to talk to you again real soon.
Yeah, thank you. Me too.